All right, ladies and gentlemen, Clay Navigator Bowman here. Welcome to the seventh episode of the Xperience on the Outerhaven.net. I am joined by our editor in chief, Keith Shadow Haxer, Chocolate Missiles Mitchell. What's up, Keith?
Keith Mitchell, Chocolate Missiles, Shadow Hexer, tired of shoving this damn snow, Mitchell.
Yeah, snow it's a nice snowy evening outside. I mean, the snow stopped. I wish it started snowing like in the middle of the night, so school would kind of be either canceled or on a 90-minute delay.
I know when I was shoveling in the snow, I was teasing my kids saying, I bet you wish it snowed yesterday, don't you?
I wish it snow. I
Instead of,
wish it
instead of
snowed Sunday.
today.
I wish it snowed Sunday night, like Sunday night.
It
Remember,
might. We're in the middle of a storm.
yeah, I work with kids. Keep in mind, I work with children, and I gotta go to work. There's these days where I just don't want to go to work, but you know what? I still do it because I love the kids. That's
Call
what I
off.
do.
Call off. I'm like, I don't want to come in.
Can't do that. I can't necessarily do that. I mean, dude, I like my money way too much. Plus, I gotta save money for packs because that's the thing. So
Yeah. $200 a month. Go now. Because PAX is
not even $200 a month. That should be fine. Remember, I'll still get my tax return too. So it's like tax
that's
tax
that,
tax time's coming.
that's way too close. PAX is March 10th to 12th.
And my taxes should come in like mid-February.
That's not even a month, dude.
Dude, I'm good. I'm good with saving the money. I gotta do other things too. So it's like I gotta budget balance. So it's a good thing I ain't paying so much for my insurance either. So I'm good with that. Other than that, yo, we got a couple things to talk about. So we're in the middle of CES right now, and we saw some really impressive tech come out of both Nvidia and Liquid Sky. But we're going to be talking about that a little later in the podcast. Also, we have Mass Effect Andromeda news, as well as some talk about the Xbox One and Scorpio and how it matches up with the upcoming creators update for Windows 10. But before that, we're gonna jump right in. This is a little bit of a problem with Forza Horizon 3 on the PC. Apparently, there was an update earlier this week where some players began to see 53 gigabyte installation of Forza being re-downloaded to their PCs.
Yep.
It was an error on Microsoft's part because they accidentally released an unencrypted developer build to the public, which kind of destroyed a lot of save files. So basically, people have to start over. Will have because they ended up getting a corrupted save files. Forza community manager Brian Ekberg released a statement stating that the incorrect version of Forza Horizon 3 has now been removed and replaced. PC players who have Forza 3 version ending with 30.37.2 should immediately uninstall that version and then reinstall because the correct playable version should end in .35.2. PC players who did complete the download and started a new game save will have a corrupted save file. Avoid creating a new save file on 37.2 and only play on 35.2 to avoid this issue. As long as you have an existing save and not created a new one on 37.2, your save game will work correctly once the update is available. Now, if any good is to come from this, it appears that upcoming content has been exposed through this encrypted developer build. This story was put on Windows Central on Wednesday. Keith, I know we've been talking about the PC version of Forza Horizon, and you stated that you've really given up on the game so far, at least for the PC.
Well, okay, so let me clarify my statements. I've given up trying to play the game at 60 frames plus at 2560 by 1440 or 3440 by 1440. I can't even see how people can play this game in 4K because anything above 1080p, 30 frames per second makes the game run like crap. But there's been players who's been complaining ever since the build first came out. I was one of those players. I have not been able to sustain a solid 60 frames per second as of yet, regardless of what resolution I try it on. There are tons of people on Reddit. There are tons of people on Twitter having the same issue. Also, people over at the official Forza forums. Nobody is really able to go ahead and maintain 60 frames per second on any build of Forza Horizon 3 without any kind of micro stutter or frame drop. So in that regard, I've given up trying to run it over 30 frames per second. And if I'm going to play the game at 30 frames per second, I might as well play it on my Xbox One. So to that regard, I've given up on it. Yes.
Yeah, I still kind of play it on the PC because sometimes I just don't want to turn on my Xbox One or I'm using it to watch something. So nine times out of ten, I'm just gonna probably play it on the PC at 30 frames a second because me personally, I really don't care either way.
You can even stream it from your Xbox to your PC.
Well, yeah, you can stream it, but it's only be still 30 frames a second at the same
Yeah,
time. So
but it won't be 30 frames per second with delay, which the previous build of Forza Horizon 3 had.
right. I mean, I think the 35.2 fixed that delay, if I
Yeah,
remember
they fixed
correctly.
that. Yeah, after
So
how many patches?
word, right?
It's like, that's nice. We're driving cars. Why does it feel like I'm driving in molasses? I could have swore I turned this corner, and that made a lot of sense when I was playing the game. I was like, I know I turned that corner properly. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. But you did. So, I mean, at least the good thing is we got to find out about the new cars that are coming in the game.
Oh, there was a lot of new cars. Windows Central also reported on this. Is the leaked car list. I mean,
Yeah, I
including
have
some of the
actually.
AMC Pacer X, Gremlin X from 77 to 73, 27 Bentley Continental Super Sports, a couple Ferraris, 92 Ford
Lamborghini,
Falcon,
a,
Lamborghini
a
Sesto
Land
from
Rover. Yeah,
and then you also have like the Dodge Dart from 23, the Chevrolet Vega from 71, the Vauxhall Corsa VXR, the Volvo 242 Turbo Evolution from 83,
the
a ton of
Porsches.
Porsches.
Yep, a lot of them, which is good to see.
Oh, a ton of Porsches. So I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I still haven't gotten Blizzard Mountain
I haven't gotten either. I was
or the
holding
car
out.
pass. I mean,
I
I'm
was
holding out.
Well, I got the car pass. I got the Ultimate Edition. I was holding out for Blizzard Mountain. Hopefully, they would fix the issues, but they didn't. So I am going to get Blizzard Mountain, but on the Xbox One version.
I mean,
Not that
but
it makes a
Blizzard Mountain is going to
difference.
be on both. I mean, it doesn't really
Yeah,
make that much of a
I
difference.
just won't really play it on a PC, and I am not a PC elitist. I've dropped that a long
You,
time
you you
ago.
keep you keep trying to prove your case on the podcast. Please stop, Keith, because
It's because I keep getting those comments, and I don't like
it'll
that.
happen. People will
But
say,
but okay. But you know, I'm
yeah.
really disappointed with the performance on the PC, and I
No,
know a lot of
you
people
can
are.
you can be disappointed perfectly. I'm kind of disappointed in the performance too.
So
I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Gears on PC plays wonderfully.
yeah, it does. It plays fantastically. I love it on
I'm
PC.
honestly waiting to see what Resident Evil 7 on UWP plays.
I don't know about that, but I played on Steam and it plays beautifully.
Yeah, I want to
The
see how it
demo
does on
runs with
UWP.
no
Even though I
issues.
don't want to buy it on UWP, I may just buy it on UWP just to
Nah, I'm not.
experiment.
I'm not.
But
No.
more than likely, it still end up being a Steam purchase for me.
No. I mean, it'd be nice if we got a copy from Capcom to review. Capcom, if you're listening,
Hey, shut up, Keith.
review.
Anyways,
But no, I'm getting it on Steam. The less games I get on UWP right now until they iron out all the issues with the Microsoft Store, the better I'll be, and the better the entire community will be.
and honestly, I like the Microsoft Store, but it could definitely be fixed. Like, there's a lot that can be fixed about it.
Could or should.
Look, I'm saying could because I don't work for the company. Like, I really don't work for the company. If they choose, if people aren't, if a lot of people aren't complaining about it, I'm not gonna sit down there. I'm not gonna sit down there and say, oh, this should be fixed. No, if nobody's complaining about it and people are using it the way it is,
Well, that's the problem.
more
People
power
are
to them.
complaining. People are complaining because they're having issues installing stuff. Sometimes it'll be in the middle of install and it stops. It won't restart. I mean, it's bad enough when you're watching a developer stream, like the last stream for Blizzard Mountain. They came out and said there is an issue. We know this. Hang on, we're working on getting it fixed. This is Microsoft acknowledging there is an issue with their store.
They know, and they're working, and they're going to work on it. I can only presume that it'll be fixed by the creator update because apparently they're doing a refresh of the OS, actually the look of the OS and how it operates. So they may be fixing these things from the ground up.
They need to. If they really want the Windows Store to be a competitor against Steam, I'm not going to go any further than say Steam because Steam is the de facto leader when it comes to digital distribution on the PC.
I mean, Steam is like the New York Yankees of computer gaming. If I had to put it in a sports analogy,
Okay,
or
that's fine.
the Cleveland Cavaliers, or the LeBron James, even better. Speaking of, Steph Curry scoring 40 points and his team still can't beat the Grizzlies. Damn,
Yeah, I was laughing about that. That was hilarious. Like, wait, you guys dropped a 24-point lead against the Grizzlies, and you lost
by
and
16.
And
they lost by 16.
And this is the team everybody's like, oh, they've got too many superstars. It is not fair. Oh well.
Okay, well, let's be honest. I mean, I know we're getting a little off topic, but like because we did bring up the sports analogy. Let's be real. Stephen A. Smith said it straight up. Like Kevin Durant is still the same Kevin Durant as he always is. He's not clutch. He disappears in the fourth quarter. Steph Curry is the same thing. You know, they don't. They have a whole bunch of superstars. They don't have stars, and they don't have people. They don't have utility players. You know, like the Cavs just picked up Kyle Korver. But we could talk about this if we ever did a sports podcast, a basketball podcast. Keith, we could
Whoa,
definitely talk about this.
wait, what?
The Cavs picked up Kyle Korver.
It's over. It's done. Done.
They picked up the best 3-point shooter in the league.
The best clutch 3-point shooter in the league. It's over.
Yo, it's done. It's game over.
It was retarded when the Sixers let him go.
Yo, dude, I think the Knicks had him. I'm like, at one point,
this man can shoot your eyes out if you do not pay attention to him. And
yo, my man was an All-Star last year on the Hawks, dude. I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
And now the Cavs have him. Championship repeat. Calling it now. Repeat.
All right, so getting back into the news, let's talk a little bit about the Xbox game mode. We have a report out of Windows Central as well. I love that website. Windows Central is actually a pretty good website. Is this good? It's not as good as the Outerhaven, but when it comes to Windows news, they do kind of like get on there.
I would disagree. As much as I love our site, the guys at Windows Central have been doing this, man, for years.
Oh, they have been.
They have a solid team for
years. Them and Android Central are pretty fantastic. Give them props for that. Game mode is definitely coming in with the creators update this spring, and it's already powering experiences on the Xbox. So let's just put this into perspective. There's an update, so there's no speculation about game mode helping titles like Battlefield 1 achieve a higher resolution. Game mode is specifically a feature for the universal Windows platform game development on the Windows 10 ecosystem and should not be seen as a secret sauce giving the Xbox One a performance boost. But it'll help kind of benefit developers building games for the Windows 10, Xbox One, and the Scorpio console that will be coming out this year. Excuse me. Project Helix takes the form of the Scorpio dev kit, which will power all Windows, should, by Microsoft hosts, power all Windows 10 game development. And the game mode will be restricted to games built for the UWP. So the information they got states that games developed for the Windows 10, Xbox One, and Project Scorpio ecosystem specifically need to be game mode enabled universal Windows apps. So, for example, developers using game mode enabled UWP to build games at about like 900 to 1080p on the Xbox One and up to 4K on Windows 10 PC should be ready to deploy those games as Project Scorpio with over 95% of the existing product code intact. So this is why we're already seeing major players jump on the UWA train, such as Resident Evil from Capcom and such like that. So eventually we might see a 4K Project Scorpio Resident Evil 7 once the Scorpio does come out. And it certainly looks that Microsoft is making a big push into Windows 10 store gaming with Scorpio, leveraging the Xbox ecosystem and the Windows 10 install base as a means to allow gamers to truly play anywhere, whether it's consoles, PCs, or Windows 10 on ARM devices and even mobile devices. So that's the thing. The only question is, will developers buy into this? Keith, what are you thinking about this?
No. Right now, I don't think developers will, because as we talked about previously...
No, I'm not talking about... Okay, let me clarify. What do you think about the game mode being something that will boost the Scorpio in terms of, bridging that gap where you can play your games anywhere, as Microsoft hopes to do?
It's not really bridging anything. I mean, that's the Xbox Play Anywhere. The issue that we have with the game mode, and I've wrote an article about this last year saying Windows needs a game mode, and I know a bunch of other websites did the same thing. But what we were referring to is something that killed services, killed processes that will allow games to run better.
Something like the Razer Cortex.
Yeah, which is something that the Razer Cortex does now after they purchased, I don't know how they acquired the technology from IOBIT. We were just talking about it before the show started. But yeah, it kills processes, it kills services, stops everything in the background, and lets you play your games, frees up resources, which is great. This is what we wanted Windows Game Mode to do. But the issue we have with Windows Game Mode is it only works with UWP games, which I still think it's a bad idea. I understand that you think that they're working on UWP games first, and then maybe it'll trickle down. But the problem that a lot of people have, and that I have, is there's no guarantee that will trickle down.
No, and there's no guarantee for anything anyway. So again, at the same time, I mean, I can't necessarily go and be like, oh, this will definitely happen. There's no guarantees for anything. You just have to hope that's the case. in
Right.
terms of game development. If it doesn't work with Windows, in Microsoft is usually one, and you know this, Keith. Microsoft is usually one to basically scrap ideas that aren't necessarily working. At least Microsoft now with Satya Nadella at the helm.
They would, if you're referring to possibly doing something like this with the Xbox brand, they wouldn't do it. The Xbox brand is under so much scrutiny that they couldn't do it. Everything that happens with Xbox from the last year coming up to now and going forward, you gotta think that they're sitting in there in their whatever room, the conference room, their board meetings, and like, all right, can we do this? And then having like 10 other conferences on top of that one. They cannot make any mistakes with the Xbox brand the way it is.
But the problem is, you see, and they can't make any mistakes. They can't. I mean, remember, mistakes will happen. It's just that they have to know how to mitigate those mistakes once they happen.
Mistakes as in starting something and then stopping mid project.
Well, that's not a mistake. That's more so a realization that we're not gonna get this working the way we want to.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to be able to be like, all right, you know what? It's not gonna work the way we want it to work. So I think we may need to take a step back, and that's fine. You know, being able to take a step back and recognizing that something won't work. I personally wouldn't hold it against you.
Microsoft is not in that position right now for gaming.
Well, Sony was not in that position when they released the PS4 Pro, and look what the fuck is going on now.
Well, that's a completely different story. You know,
how is it a completely different story?
Because apples to apples, oranges to oranges, the Sony PlayStation is still selling.
Fair enough. Even though people are saying, "Oh, go get the Pro because it performs better," games are starting to perform better.
Well, I'm one of the people that are saying that the games perform better. I'm not telling people to get a Pro because I think that it's bullshit.
I agree.
I don't like it, but it's still not considered a mistake because they still have two different platforms. The mistake is coming. The mistake is in the process of being made. But what I'm saying in regards to Microsoft, they cannot afford it. They are the ones that are lagging behind sales, and they're the one going into 2017 with the first and second quarters with nothing really exciting going on that we know of compared to Sony and honestly even Nintendo at this point. So they're the ones who
keep in mind the latter half of the latter half of 2017 is all Microsoft with the Scorpio.
Yeah, but we're not at the end of 2017. That's the problem.
We're not, but something like again in this kind of a culture, nobody likes to wait. So that's the thing. Do you have to play to that? Absolutely. But sometimes patience is one of the best virtues on the planet because sometimes you'll get the biggest surprise if you wait. Sometimes it's good to be patient, and I as a Microsoft guy, I mean, I do have my Sony stuff and I enjoy everything, but me hoping the best for Microsoft gaming because Microsoft did do a wonderful job in the last generation of gaming. I think it's time to be patient because even Sony made mistakes and I had to be patient with them. As much as I gave Sony crap about, that whole PS3, PSN debacle back in 2011, the patience did pay off for Sony.
The issue with that is, again, Microsoft again is always under scrutiny with that.
Sony can fuck up 100 times. Is always under scrutiny because they're the big bad company with money.
Oh, not even that. That's
exactly. They're always under scrutiny.
Sony has money too. They don't have Microsoft money, but just look at the sales.
They don't have Microsoft money.
The sales tell it all, and that's the issue. Like, look at the footprint in Japan. The lack of footprint.
Well, also at the same time, we chalk that up to xenophobia about American products.
Right. But it doesn't make a difference. It's still what's happening. That's the sad part. It's what's going on. We can't change that. And honestly, Microsoft can't change that. It's just what it is. It's bullshit. I agree 100%. It's total bullshit.
Yep.
But nothing can be done. It's just like a post on the forum that I was reading the other day. And also a tweet today when somebody was asking, should Microsoft just give up in Japan? Why is Microsoft having such a hard time in Japan? And people were like, they don't make games that Japanese gamers want. And I was like, no. The problem is it's an American console and Japan ain't buying it.
Exactly. Like you don't be afraid to call out xenophobia when you hear it. Like
they don't have the games because Japanese developers don't want to make the games. Japanese people don't want to buy the games and don't want to buy the systems. So if people aren't buying the systems, the developers aren't going to make the games. It's that simple. And people are like, well, they didn't make games for Japan. It's like, did you not pay attention during Xbox towards the end of Xbox, the original Xbox and Xbox 360?
Lost Odyssey was a damn good game.
Did you forget what Miss Waker was trying to do with Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon and a shit ton of other games. Did
And then
you
also
not see that?
don't forget Monster Hunter Online, because son, that was a fantastic game for the Xbox 360.
No, we're getting off track for our topics, but yeah,
No, it makes
that
sense.
causes issues. That causes issues. But getting back on the game mode for Windows, it should have been everybody. It should have been any game running on Windows, because it's not called selective game mode. It's called game,
Right.
and that's the problem. It's like Microsoft looked at everybody saying, "Hey, we need a game mode. We need a game mode," and like, you know what? We're going to give you guys a game mode if you buy our games on our store. Which is like, nah, hard pass for now. But thanks.
I'll try it with the UWP apps. I still do UWP
Well, yeah,
games.
I'll do
so
it.
I'll
do it when the games that I have, obviously Forza, Apex, and Gears of War 4 and Forza Horizon 3. Even though I don't think it'll make a difference, and games that'll be Xbox Play Anywhere. Of course, yeah, I'm definitely going to try it. But I'm just disappointed that it's not multi-platform. It's not going to apply to games from Steam or EA's Origin or GOG and things like that. Maybe not now. Hopefully, Microsoft is just like, we're just playing with this here because it's harder, and then we already know what we're going to do for native x64 games, and we're going to worry about you guys later. Then that's cool. All right, fine. But tell us that. That goes back to the whole Xbox Scorpio thing. You have to be transparent. You have to tell us what's going on.
I still don't know what the big deal about being transparent is all about. No, I obviously do. I'm playing around by now, but I understand about transparency. Speaking of Steam, apparently we heard some big news coming out of SteamCommunity.com about the Steam controller compatibility. You know how PS4 controller can now emulate kind of like Steam controllers,
yep,
to a degree. Now it works for X input. The only problem is that since there is no way to discern whether it's an Xbox 360 controller, Xbox One controller, or alternative X input controller, they can't get the complete functionality working yet. But they're working their way towards that.
Yeah, I saw that last night. I'm actually looking at it right now because I'm in Steam Big Picture right now looking at it. So yeah, so PlayStation 4 configuration support, Xbox configuration support, and generic game port configuration support are all within Steam right now.
Yep.
And I honestly don't see the big deal with that.
The Steam controller interface working with Xbox gamepads?
Yeah. I don't see the big deal with that. It's just Valve saying, okay, we're going to make this work with our Steam controller, which isn't really selling as well as they expected to do.
Well, of course. I mean,
most people give the Steam controller a look, play for a while, and like, yeah, no.
Dude, I'm watching my younger sister play with the Steam controller now. Like, I mean, she likes it. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. I had it, remember, and I was like, no, I don't really like this controller.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's nice that they put it in there. I don't think many people are going to use that capability. That's just me. It just seems like a wasted effort.
I tried using it with the PlayStation 4 controller that I have, because I bought a second one for strictly use on the Steam Link. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, bro. I can't stand that. I can't stand that functionality, trying to use the trackpad as a mouse or the or the gyro control as the mouse.
Exactly.
Like, that was just a terrible idea.
Well, the trackpad itself was a terrible idea, but I don't like it. I don't like being forced to use it in games. I hate the idea of it. But Sony thought it was a good idea, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is a great idea! Congratulations, Sony!" It's like,
I still think Microsoft needs to fix X input, basically to detect what type of controller shows up. So there's like a specific controller configuration for what shows up. I think that needs to be fixed.
Maybe if there was a standard, we wouldn't have these issues.
Okay, what do you mean by standard, sir? One
standard controller for everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got the Xbox 360 and Xbox One controller.
But that's two different controllers. And then the DualShock 4, then the DualShock 3, and then generic controllers that use from Logitech and other companies and Razer.
Logitech, Razer, Nacon, all that shit.
Just one.
One.
And one input. One input method. Just one.
Yeah, but Sony likes to do their own thing.
Everybody does their own thing, which is why we won't have it. So again, I don't think it's a big deal. That's just me.
I'm also still mad that I'm looking at Steam right now and Uno is being sold for like $10. Like,
did you say Uno?
Uno, yes.
Like the card game Uno.
Ubisoft developed Uno, yes.
Huh. Okay. All right.
That's out to Ubisoft, ladies and gentlemen. Like, they're gonna be bringing Beyond Good and Evil exclusive to the Switch.
Yeah. Let's not touch that. Let's not touch that story.
I'm sorry, that was funny. That actually had me laughing a little bit.
They didn't learn with Zombie U. They didn't learn with Rayman. Was it Legends? Was it?
Yeah, Rayman Legend. Well, no, they did learn Rayman Legends. They basically changed the code to go be able to work
Right.
with everything.
And so mid-cycle development, after we're looking at the sales of Zombie U, they're like, "This is not selling, guys. We should probably make this multi-platform." And everybody's like, "Yeah, yeah." And there's that one that guy in the back. Yeah, I told you guys this like a year ago, but you didn't listen to me.
Yo, if you remember that meme with the office meeting and that one guy getting kicked out the window, that's the guy that's getting kicked
That's
out
the
the window.
guy. Yep, that's that guy.
This guy get kicked out the window. That being said, let's go to the dumb moment of 2017. The first dumb moment of 2017. Mass Effect Andromeda, ladies and gentlemen. That game comes out in March.
Yeah.
That game comes out in March, and it's coming on PC. And people are actually thinking it's coming on Steam, and I laugh heartily.
I thought that was kind of funny. I mean, it was like, well, is it coming on Steam? Is it an EA game? Is it coming on PC? Then no, it's not coming out on Steam.
Like,
There has not been an EA game on Steam in ages.
hold on. Let me actually take a look. Let's see. Mass Effect. All right, because remember, Mass Effect was originally a Microsoft game, ladies and gentlemen. I just want you to put it out there and let everybody know that this was a thing. But the last time, actually, let's see, Dragon Age came out. The last time the game came out.
2010.
No,
Mass
Dragon Age
Effect.
was 2011. The
No, but I'm
last
saying
game,
Mass Effect 2 was.
The Sims 3, DLC Into the Future was the last game or piece of EA content to release on Steam in the last 6 years.
Right, what I was saying is the last Mass Effect game was Mass Effect 2, and that was 2010.
Right.
Origin came out 2011.
Yeah.
So that's when EA was like, "Yep, no more games, no more Need for Speed, no more Mass Effect. Is
No more
Dragon Age in
FIFA.
there? Nothing.
Dragon Age is on Steam.
Is it?
Yep.
Dragon Age.
Yo, FIFA hasn't been on Steam. And actually, like Origin
Dragon
came out a long
Age
time
Inquisition. Dragon Age Inquisition was the last one.
ago.
Is that on Steam? Why am I asking
Yeah.
you? I own it. Why?
Yeah, I'm wondering what the hell you're asking me.
Because I don't play it.
Origin came out what? 2011. But
Yeah.
I remember buying FIFA for FIFA 08 a long time ago.
Yeah, I had a bunch of games on Steam that were EA. Like I had the Dead Space. I think it was 1 and 2 on Steam, and I had one of the Need for Speeds on Steam, and
Right.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and it was originally like EA Origin came out a long time ago in 2005 as known as EA Downloader. So, EA was managing a lot of their other games a while ago.
Yeah, because Origin is actually a name of a company that was really popular to EA purchase them.
Yeah.
And then shut them down.
Right.
So a lot of people were kind of pissed off at EA when they came out the service called EA Origin, because it was like, that's the name of a development studio you guys killed, not a service.
Yo, Keith, I'm kind of mad you didn't tell me that Need for Speed Most Wanted was on Origins on the house in March of last year.
Because I didn't know that, and because I owned it already.
Like, damn it! Like I actually like Need for Speed. God damn it!
Yeah, because you can always pay $5 to get inside EA Access and or Origin, and then call it a day.
Yeah, see, if it worked like the Xbox One, where I could pay for a full year and not have to worry about that, I do that.
No, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Sorry.
But hell, I got Mass Effect 2. I'm happy.
Sorry, Charlie, don't work that way. But it's still cool.
Yeah, it is. Key, you gotta move close to the mic though. But
no, I don't want to work. No. I'm looking at something. Sorry.
I'm looking at something. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. So CES is a thing. Ladies and gentlemen. CES, we didn't talk about that. So Nvidia and Liquid Sky bring the heat. They brought the heat, Keith. This CES 2017. Which one do you want to touch on first? Do you want to touch on Nvidia? Because Nvidia has a couple pieces, or do you want to touch on Liquid Sky first?
It doesn't make a difference which one.
All right, so let's start with Nvidia. So obviously Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield, right? Let's put it out there. Nvidia just dropped their new Shield TV device.
Well, let me stop you. It's not new.
No, well, the newest iteration of their device.
It's not new in any shape, form, or manner.
Okay, explain yourself before making me look stupid.
It's the same Shield they released last year. There's no difference there's no different hardware. The only difference is the shell, the case looks different. That's it. Same processor, everything's the same.
Oh, that's stupid. I mean,
Yeah,
that's right. You did edit that.
they
Yeah,
came
that is
out.
stupid.
They came out. It was like 4K this, 4K that, right? If you go look at the other shield that's on the market, well, actually, technically, it's not on the market because you can't find it in stores anymore. Looks like they stopped development or
They stopped production.
manufacturing. Yeah, so you can't find unless you find a pre-order. If you find a pre-owned one or somebody selling on eBay or something.
Yeah.
It's if you look at the original box, it's the same thing. 4K this, 4K that, and also they've also told people that if you already have that, there will be a patch coming later that will upgrade yours to the one they're coming out with later, meaning it's the same hardware.
Which is stupid.
Which a lot of people are like, all right, I'm putting mine on sale, and then they're like, oh yeah, it's just the same thing. Oh, I better pull it off eBay real quick before it gets sold.
Yeah.
So that's it. Everybody was hyped up about it. And then
I was mad excited about it until I reread it and you said it. I was like, "Come on, Nvidia, what are you doing?"
Well, it's they're 2 for 2 because they did the same thing with GeForce Now. Everybody's like, "This is a brand new service." And I was like, "No, it's not. This came out when they came out the original Shield. Remember that?
I remember that.
You could play that on the Shield. They just moved it over to PCs and Macs now, guys. Same service. It's still impressive. I like they didn't really talk about the latency whatsoever.
But they talked about they improved it. I mean, Facebook, sorry for interrupting.
Streaming, yeah.
Facebook streaming, which you said isn't really necessarily something that's a big deal. And I told you, I mean, people are starting to move towards that because they can see that that's a thing that's happening.
What I said is it's not geared towards gaming at that point. Now, looks like people are trying to make it go that way, but if you look at it, like everybody is saying, okay, I'm streaming to Twitch, I'm streaming to Beam. Everybody's gonna say, oh, "Well, I'm streaming to Facebook." Okay,
which a lot of game websites do. Which a lot of game websites like IGN and Polygon do now. So
I don't feel that it's fleshed out the way it needs to be yet.
All right,
it's a great idea. Give us the chat functionality. Give us the ability to share the stuff over with other people. Give us the ability to host other people's streams. If you're going to make it like Twitch, if you're going to compete against Twitch, then start using those features that.
Which I don't think they're going to compete against it. I think what they want to do, what they really just want to do is, what's the word I'm looking for here? They just want to have it like a social kind of thing where you can just share with your friends, and just share with your friends, and then you have your phone on the side where you just use it for the chat feature.
But you can do that for Twitch too. See, that's what I mean. If you're going to be in the same arena as other services, then you should start offering up the same kind of functionality.
Right.
That's my only concern with that.
No, I agree with you 100% on that one. I definitely do. But I definitely agree with you 100%. But you know what? Let's talk a little bit more about GeForce Now, because what I'm liking about GeForce Now, I mean, 20 hours of play for $25.
Well, okay, so
I like the idea, and it's using AWS, so Amazon's web services and such.
Well, it looks like everybody is using AWS for good reason. I really don't need to explain why. If you know anything about technology, or if you're paying attention to technology, or even cloud-based gaming or cloud anything, AWS has been one of the top pioneers, along with Microsoft and VMware. But there's so more of a public, accessible cloud. As far as Nvidia now, like, what do you want to know about it? What excites you about it?
Is there anything that really excites me about it? I mean, I'm interested. I'm not excited. I think that honestly, Liquid Sky is a lot more exciting than GeForce Now.
Okay,
in a lot of ways.
Okay, so let's back up then, because Liquid Sky had a really good announcement, and we were sitting on the press release for quite some time. We couldn't talk about it.
I think we sat on the press release for now that the embargo's over, we sat on the press release for like 3 days.
Well, no, I've actually had it for a week or so.
I got it like Wednesday or Wednesday or Tuesday.
Because I sent it to you. I already had it.
No, I got it myself before you sent it to me.
Yeah, I had it for a while, and we couldn't say anything. It was like, please don't say anything. Like, well, okay. GeForce Now basically gives the new GeForce Now basically gives people access to cloud-based gaming, which is pretty cool. You get to play games or services like Steam and GOG, Battle.net, basically anything that's out there right now you can sign into. And basically, like you said, for $25, you get 20 hours of on-demand gaming.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people are laughing about the internet because, like, oh, I played more than 20
I
hours.
think that's like $1.25 an hour.
Yeah, they're like, I played more than 20 hours a month, which, yeah, I get that. So obviously is some kind of renewal, I guess. But Nvidia hasn't really said anything about what that is yet. I don't believe. So we'll just have to wait. You have the basic with the GTX 1060, or and that's what 20 hours. So if
Yeah,
you want more
20
graphical
$25.
power,
Yeah,
yeah, for if you want more graphical powers, then that also equates to 10 hours of access with a GTX 1080.
right.
So you get more time with a less powerful GPU, or less time with a
With a
more
more
powerful
powerful
GPU.
GPU.
So it's either or. It's whatever one, what kind of game you're going to play, and how much power you need. Now, on top of this, cloud-based gaming is perhaps the future. If they're able to get around the latency issues, services like GeForce Now and Liquid Sky and whatever else, there's other ones out there. This will let people game on laptops or Android devices. Think about it. I'm playing with it right now, trying to get Liquid Sky running on my Amazon Fire. Just think about that. I can tap into Liquid Sky's architecture, take my Amazon Fire, and yes, we're getting ahead of it. I'm going to backtrack and take it to places. Go to my mom's house, go to a hotel when I'm at PAX, take it to my job, just hook it up to a TV, jump into Liquid Sky, and done. Which why I think Liquid Sky is a lot more attractive compared to GeForce Now, because GeForce Now only works on Macs and PCs.
And
Liquid
honestly,
Sky,
if it eventually works on Android or even iOS with Google with Chromecast, woo!
but they haven't mentioned anything other than Mac and PC.
Right.
That's it for Nvidia's GeForce Now.
I was talking about Liquid Sky, but yeah,
Now Liquid Sky seems to be a lot more appealing now that they offer that elite package for people. That elite package basically gives you pretty much the same thing that GeForce Now is actually giving you. If you think about it, the new package gives people access to 1080p at 60 frames or more graphical prowess, 8 gigs of VRAM, which is basically a GTX. I'm sorry, yeah, GTX 1080, 8 gigs of RAM, and also a 12 vCPU. That's virtualization talk there. So it makes you
yeah.
think they're running on AWS or VMware. They really didn't really talk much about the hypervisor level. Obviously, I don't think they want to talk
But
about
still,
it.
32 gigs of RAM though.
Yeah, so a 12 vCPU is equivalent to, like I said yesterday in the short video day on YouTube, like is i7 5820K, 12 cores. That's 12 cores and 32 gigs of RAM and a GTX 1080.
Right.
Not to mention, you also have the lower one, 2 gigs of onboard VRAM, 3 CPUs, and 8 gigs of RAM, which is, yeah, baseline for medium gaming. Still good at 1080p. You've got another one, I believe, in the middle of that. I don't have their PDF set up in front of me. Give me a second. Okay, so the Pro is the one that I was missing. The Pro is 4 gigs of onboard VRAM, 6 cores, and 16 gigs of memory. So that's 1080p at 60 frames per second as well.
Right.
The only issue that I have with Liquid Sky, and I've only been playing with it for a little bit because I just signed up a couple of days ago, is unlike GeForce Now that gives you a certain amount of hours per month, Liquid Sky runs on Sky credits. So the gamer is 60 Sky credits per hour. The Pro is 120 Sky credits per hour. And the new one, I don't know if they announced the price or not yet, so whatever, I don't care. I've already announced it yesterday, is 240 Sky credits per hour.
Now, how much is the Sky credits though? That's the question.
That's the thing. So if you look at their offerings right now, they have 3 plans. Well, actually 4 if you log into their applications. So I don't know if they're going to update the plans or whatnot. But as it stands right now on the information they sent me, they have the new offering, which is the free plan, which is basically ads, and you get like 3 hours of game time a day. You have the pay as you go at $4.99, which turns off the ads. So I'm assuming it's just like the free plan, but you play as long as you keep playing, you're going to pay. And then you have the monthly plan, which starts at $9.99, turns off the ads, but it doesn't really tell you how many credits you're getting with that. Now I know. Go ahead.
Which basically says, you know something, man, you better be prepared to play like maybe 2 or 3 hours a game.
Unless you're willing to pay for that game time, which depending on the game and depending on the state of your machine, you may be doing that. Now, when I logged into the website yesterday and looked at the plans, they also have another plan. It's called Unlimited. Now, Unlimited is $39 a month, and I would imagine the name's Unlimited. You're paying a base of basically $40 a month to play as much as you want.
Which is actually really solid because if it's gonna be $40 a month, dude, I'll be invest. Honestly, I would invest in that. I would definitely invest in that $40 a month to play as many games as I want to, especially or even so much so if it's you can if it doesn't have any commitment, I could be like, all right, cool, $40 a month. I'm gonna go to PAX. I'm going to PAX East. I only have uh I only have I only have my iPhone and a controller that works with the iPhone. I could totally
Now,
play my game. I could totally play my games, off my phone with no problem.
now the only thing I have to add with that is they also have renewals. So basically, it's basically 30 cents per credit, and they sell it in 10 increments of 10. So basically, for 10 credits, you pay $3. For 20 credits, you pay $6. 30 credits, you pay $9, and so forth and so on until you get to you pay $30 for 100 credits.
Yeah.
So that just means if you want to play anything other than Elite, you're good. If you want to pay Elite, you're going to be paying a lot of money unless you go to the unlimited package. So obviously, it's going to depend. It's just like if you were shopping in a store. I could buy 5 packs of this kind of food for like $5 a piece, or I can buy the 6 pack and pay a little bit less, but I'm getting more. You got to watch what you're doing here. It's going to be up to the gamer to decide which one's the best for them, not just going in and clicking blindly and say, oh, I want 100 hours. Oh, I want to renew another 100 hours. Well, you
Right.
just spent $60 when you could just sign up for the unlimited plan and pay $40 flat out and play as long as you want.
Because honestly, the ultra low latency and high performance hardware that's really sick, and it plays any game with your mod. So it's like, ooh, that's
Yeah, they're
kind of
saying
nuts.
Liquid Sky is claiming uh, 30 milliseconds.
Ooh,
If they can keep it 30 milliseconds, that service is good for everything other than fighting games
right.
and maybe certain racing games.
Oh, indeed, that works.
But obviously, it's cloud-based gaming. There's always going to be some kind of trade-off. And I don't think that this is meant for people to keep playing over and over and over on the cloud. This is more of a stopgap because until we get past that latency issue, cloud gaming is still going to be, I don't want to say niche. I want to say,
It's still gonna be limited.
yeah, it's a stopgap. It's a stopgap.
Yeah.
It's there for you. I can't afford a PC or I can't afford to upgrade my PC, but I want to play this game. Okay, here's the compromise. We'll give you the power, but you got to pay us, and there's going to be some latency.
Yep.
Most people are like, okay, well, that's fine, great. Other people are like, well, no, I don't want to do that. All right, well, then how you going to play this game? Either you wait or you do something like this. It's the trade-off. And I think it's a fantastic trade-off. I talked to a couple people about this last night on YouTube, and I think that Liquid Sky has a lot more going for it in comparison to Nvidia's.
The
Just
problem is
because,
the name value of Nvidia though, and that's where
yeah,
that's where
well,
things get a little murky.
Liquid Sky has actually has a beta, has had a beta for quite some time. It's gaining a lot of popularity. It's got a lot of big players behind it as well. They're working with a lot of big companies like IBM, for example. So they are doing a lot of stuff, and the technology seems to be a lot better than Nvidia's GeForce now. The pricing seems to be more attractive, just the baseline, because Nvidia hasn't come out and talked about, like I said, the renewals or anything. So we don't really know what's happening there. At the same time, they're more accessible: PC, Mac, Linux, and Android.
Right. Now, here's the thing. Let's just say, for instance, the APK becomes available.
It is available.
Now
They
the
offer
APK
it.
is available. You can put it on an Android streaming. You can put it on an Android box, any Android box
Yes.
you want, and
Yes.
just get away with it. And there's a lot of Android boxes. The Xiaomi Mi box, which is
They
gaining
give
some
you
traction,
the APK on their website.
which is
They're like,
actually
here.
fantastic. Like
They're like, here, go do it.
So like you said, the Fire TV or the Xiaomi Mi box,
Yeah,
or
and that's
whatever,
what I'm playing with now.
Android box that you have,
I'm trying to get working on my Fire TV.
or the remix mini from
Look
G
at this
Day.
way. Look at this way. If people can get this working on Amazon Fire TVs or other Android devices, or they put out an official installer for this, this essentially could kill out Steam Link.
No, and Steam Link kind of needs to die. I ain't gonna front. Like, I'm sorry, Steam Link is aight, but there's too much going bad with it. Like, there's times where the things will just, like, sometimes I had the Steam box. I think about 3 times this thing hung on me already.
Did you have it wired? No, you had it wireless, right?
I have it wired.
Okay, yeah. I know a lot of people had issues with wireless. I tried it wireless and it didn't work whatsoever. And so I had wired and it worked fine. My Steam Link is actually sitting right next to me because
So
I
is mine.
unplugged it. It's like, yeah, glad I didn't pay $50 or whatever it was. I
That
only paid
$20, right?
Yeah,
Yo.
but there's nothing you can do with it. It's basically a thin client. There's not much you can do with this.
Like, I mean, it'll. Here's the thing. Like, if you go to your computer, you can obviously watch. You can obviously use it, like, watch videos off your computer. But
Yeah.
at the same
No, it's
time,
really funny.
it's slow. It's slow though.
I'm holding on one hand the Steam Link, and the other hand I'm holding my PlayStation TV. And I'm looking at this like, wow, two pieces of crap dead technologies in my hand, right?
Like, I'm just thinking about going to Walmart and just be like, yo, I'm gonna get that Xiaomi Mi box because it's an Android box, and then like just like put that Liquid Sky APK on it and just call it a day.
Yeah, that's why they're doing it. I think that will give them more traction to compare to Nvidia's GeForce Now. Again, because of accessibility and because they're out front, they're talking about how the technology works. They're not giving you any kind of bullshit marketing practices. Like, if you had not known that GeForce Now was already out a year or so ago, you would have thought like all these other articles or these other websites were saying it's brand new.
Facts.
Everybody was like, "This is brand new." I'm like, "No, it's not." Have you been paying? PC Gamer did that. It's brand new, and I called them out and was like, "No, it is not brand new."
I know you did. Of course you would.
It's not brand new, guys. Come on. This is your job to know these things. You're getting paid to know these things.
But let's put shit into perspective, bro. I ain't going front, man. I'm really liking Liquid Sky. I think Liquid Sky has a future in 2017 and beyond. I think that Nvidia GeForce Now is going to crash hard. Really crash hard.
I think the price is going to hurt them, and
price is going to really crap. Like, they're going to crash.
The fact that they don't have a beta out, or if they do have a beta out, nobody's talking about it. I've already talked to our GeForce rep because we actually have one now, or an Nvidia rep. Did you not know that? We have an Nvidia rep.
Yo, fantastic.
So I'm trying to see if we can get access to GeForce Now to test it out because I'm already playing with Liquid Sky.
Yeah.
So,
like, part of me, I'm sitting out here like, yo, so I'm about to take my mom's Fire TV and test that out. Like, and imagine if it becomes a UWP app. Do you and it gets accepted on the Xbox One? Do you think how nuts that would be for Liquid Sky? So that's the thought process there.
That's it. We'll only have to wait and see which one turns out to be the best one. I already have a good suspicion that it'll be Liquid Sky.
All right, definitely. So, Keith, one quick thing, yo. Would you buy Razer's 3-screen gaming laptop?
No.
Talk to me why, because they did announce that. I believe it's called Project Valerie.
Yes. So as I understand it, it's the CEO, the owner of the company's actual personal project, from what I understand. And that one that's on display is actually his. He came out and said he's been using that for quite some time. This is not fantasy. It's not a concept. This actually works right now.
Right.
Why would I not buy this? What reason do I have to have a laptop that has 3 screens? I understand that widescreen gaming is a thing, but on a laptop, why would I?
Ugly. And the battery life.
Yeah, why would I do that? I don't understand that. Why would you do that? That's just me. Also, it looked very unstable as far as the hinges are concerned.
Yeah.
The mechanism, somebody did a top-down shot of it, and I looked at it, and I was like, it doesn't look very, it looks very stable, very secure. So I don't trust that.
Right.
And at the same time, what happens if one of those screens breaks?
Oh, it's over.
What happens? Can you just swap that off, or how does that work? Yeah, there's too many variables to make that thing too volatile. No, I wouldn't mess with that. I would not buy a 3-screen laptop.
Indeed.
No.
And then apparently AMD revealed some new details on their Vega graphic architecture today.
The only thing I know about Vega is, at least from what I understand, it's coming out at the end of 2017, second half of 2017.
They stated that they posted a clip of Doom being played at ultra settings.
I've seen
4K,
that already.
60 frames a second.
Everybody's talking about that. I'm like, yeah, that's great. That's nice. I understand that. But here's my thing, and I asked AMD this as well, and I didn't get a reply back. You marketed the hell out of the RX 480, saying that this is great for VR, it's a good stopgap for gamers, and now it's like, it feels like you're just abandoning that market and just focusing on Vega, which I understand is what you have to do, but in those shoes, that card came out right as the GTX 1070 and 1080 and 1060 came out.
Right.
and you're already talking about replacing it. Nvidia, excuse me, has not even mentioned a new card yet. I don't think they are going to bring out a new card that's going to compete against that
I
just
doubt
yet.
that either. Yeah.
And it's like, well, if they are, they're not talking about it. But if they aren't, it's like, so you've had 2 hardware refreshes within a span of Nvidia having 1. What's going on? Why are you trying? I understand why you're trying to do that, but don't you feel like you kind of hurt some gamers by saying that the 480 is going to be the best thing for them, and then it's not? Granted, the 480 could not match up with a GTX 1080 or a Titan. I mean, yeah, duh, we know that. But you already had cards out there before those that people were like, "Oh, this is better than a GTX 1070. This is better than a GTX 1080." I don't know. I don't see where they're going with this. I'm excited for Vega because it means AMD it's finally had enough of sitting in Nvidia's shadow. Just like
Right.
their processor with the Ryzen, they're showing that they're getting tired of sitting in Intel's shadow.
And honestly, the Ryzen looks very promising. I mean, they were talking about how it's going to be used in Project Scorpio at
We don't think
CES.
we were talking about that. We don't think it's going to be. We think it's going to be an older generation inside of
Nah,
Scorpio.
no. I at the CES booth, they are actively talking about Ryzen with
Though
Scorpio.
they had a sign, they weren't talking about it.
Okay, just I saw it on the
Yeah,
video screen, so I was like, yeah,
yeah, they had a sign. Everybody's like it's bad placement because they weren't talking about the Scorpio whatsoever.
all right, fair enough.
So which is kind of it's kind of misleading. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was a little tricky. I was like, wondering, like, really?
everybody is asking the same question, but for everything that we've gotten from the last couple of times AMD's talked about it, from what was it, the introduction of Ryzen, when they talked about it, there was really no real mention about Ryzen and Scorpio.
All right,
So we don't know. And if you think about the manufacturing process, okay, say it is Ryzen. Ryzen is not due to come out for some time now. I don't think they even announced when it was coming out.
they didn't.
And we already know that the Xbox Scorpio is coming out towards the Q3, Q4 of 2017.
Right?
That would mean that the Scorpio is getting delayed.
Yeah,
I don't think Microsoft wants to delay the Scorpio.
I doubt it.
So,
But yeah, and the other piece of news, gaming news or gaming technology related news. GeForce, laptops are coming out. Nvidia is dropping GTX 1050 and 1050 Ti powered laptops. So that's the thing that they're doing now.
can I be honest? I don't follow gaming laptop whatsoever, just because I just don't care.
I mean, I know you don't. I'm just the people out there that do. Alienware has one, MSI has one, Asus, HP, Clevo, and Dell all have GTX 1050 or 1050 Ti's. So they're stating that the retail pricing is going to be starting around $700 for a gaming laptop, and that's good. $700.
For a gaming laptop, no.
Well, it depends on the specs, and depends on what it is. But depending on the spec, we don't know what the specs are.
Exactly. And you're already calling out a price.
Yeah, so I'm saying.
Nope. Hard pass, please.
He's done. All right, Keith. Any final thoughts before we leave?
Actually, I really don't have any final thoughts. Actually, I do. So CES was actually, it wasn't the best. There was a lot of cool tech there. It just, I don't know. It seems like it lost some of its luster. Wasn't really impressed with a lot of stuff going on there.
What were you looking forward to the most? Because obviously the technology.
I was waiting for Microsoft to come out and talk about HoloLens. I was fully expecting them to be there, and they weren't.
Oh, they haven't talked about HoloLens in a while. They're still probably developing that shit.
I was expecting more talk being on VR. And what I ended up getting was Amazon putting Alexa and everything, companies putting Wi-Fi in appliances that don't need Wi-Fi.
Such as?
Refrigerators. Really, you're going to put Wi-Fi in my refrigerator?
You're gonna yes. You want to know why? Because refrigerators have, like, listen, if you have an Android running refrigerator, think about it, yo. People in the home, you're like, okay, let's put a recipe on that damn little screen right there, so I can actually have it there, so I can.
Not
see
everybody has that, and nobody is going to be able to afford that shit. That's
I'm not disagreeing with you.
That's just retarded. Why would you do that?
You can. I mean, you're right. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right,
but...
and like these companies aren't talking about just refrigerators. They're talking about. I know the one article I read, LG was saying they're going to put it in everything, like everything.
Yo, Wi-Fi microwave. Let's do this shit.
Yeah,
well, keep in mind, it is the keep in mind, Keith, is also the advent of the smart home.
Well, I get that, and I wouldn't do it that way. I would rather, like Nvidia Spot. I would rather do it that way, where there's an appliance or peripheral you plug into your appliance that enables that capability. Because what happens if your Wi-Fi gets all jacked up on your machine or
Or
it goes
hacked.
bad? Yeah, or hacked. What are
I
you
mean,
gonna
you're
do?
100% correct. You're
What are you gonna
100%
do?
correct on that.
Oh, we can't support your refrigerator anymore because it doesn't support this firmware anymore. Like, what? Yeah, you gotta buy a new refrigerator. Like, what? What?
Yo, you sound salty right now. Like,
Because
when
that's
you
what
say that.
exactly
Yeah.
what's going to happen. They're like, oh, your microwave doesn't meet the requirements for this new patch. What? What? A refrigerator? A microwave needs a patch? Yeah, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's just dumb. That's just like Nvidia spot stump. Yeah, that'd be like that song. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Yeah, that's
Oh, you talking
exactly
about the
what'll
Michael
happen.
Jackson joint?
Yep,
Listen,
exactly what'll happen.
real talk, I don't. Real talk, I don't.
Nope.
Don't
Nope.
like the Nvidia spot.
Nope. Nope. I saw that. I was talking to Aaron, and I was like, nope. 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 Everybody's like, it's gonna be great. Nope. And they say it's got Nvidia's pockets. Nope. Nope. Not doing it.
Because Nvidia, honestly, a lot of people don't like Nvidia as a company.
Well, not doing it.
A lot of people don't like Nvidia as a company because their business practices are pretty terrible.
Yeah, you can say it about anybody. You can say it about most companies.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but
no.
At the same time, they really don't like that. They really don't like their thing. You know what I'm saying?
But no, I won't do that. I don't do. I wasn't very impressed with that. But then again, I understand this is technology. This is more for investors and stockholders and stuff to that effect. There was a lot more car-based technology than I was expecting. Obviously, self-driving cars is a big thing.
Yeah, Nvidia getting involved in that.
So I wasn't really expecting that. Maybe CS wasn't the thing I was looking for, but there were a lot of cool side things, like a lot of companies like Coolmaster and Supermicro is doing freaking gaming PCs. Supermicro is, for most people that know about Supermicro, they deal mainly with servers and server motherboards. They're actually coming out with gaming PC stuff, which is very surprising. I did not know that.
Say that one more time.
They're doing PC gaming stuff, which is surprising to me.
Who is this now?
Supermicro.
Right, Supermicro. Sorry, I heard you, but it didn't process properly.
Yeah, so I was talking to a couple people on Twitter about that, and one of the guys was like, yeah, they got some really cool stuff. Just wait, you'll see. And I was like, we're talking about the same company here, right? He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, I know where you're coming from. You just watch. They got a lot of cool stuff. I'm like, all right. I have to take your word for it there.
Fair enough.
So that's it. CS wasn't all that as isn't what I expected to be this year.
I liked it. I mean, in terms of, for me, and we weren't going to take this podcast to really talk about CES, but let's take a little bit. I like the cell phone technology, a lot of it, especially especially ZTE just coming out of the woodworks with their stuff. Project CSX, their Hawkeye phone, which basically is a hands-free phone with eye tracking, because I kind of like that. I kind of like the technology behind it. Do I think that they're going to make their $500,000 goal by February 18th? I doubt it. But then they have their Blade V8 Pro, which basically has dual 13 megapixel cameras in the back to create like bokeh type photos. So you can start to use. So it's starting to get the trend where there's phones that are just as good as DSLRs and camcorders.
Yeah. The whole jack of all trades, master of none.
No, I agree with that, dude. I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. Like, let's be real. I'm still damn valuable. So at the same time, but then again, people move into like the iPhones and Samsung Galaxies and stuff like that because they have that technology that works, and it's lighter to carry. So people are moving towards that, and I saw that at New York Comic Con. So there's that. I mean, I'm impressed with the phone technology. I'm impressed with BlackBerry and TCL right now. Do I think that I definitely don't think TCL is going to basically TCL partnership with BlackBerry is going to really present anything, but at the same time, it could be something.
We'll just have to wait and see.
The wait and see process. I think CES as a whole is a waiting process, and is a waiting process because it's a weird kind of thing right now with CES in general.
I like that. I wasn't really impressed with a lot of stuff, but it's not over yet. We got today and the end of the show tomorrow.
That being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the 7th episode of the Xperience. You can catch all of the podcasts on Tunein. the Nintendo Entertainment Podcast, this podcast, and Sony Centric, as well as the A1 Podcast, all on TuneIn, iTunes, and Google Play. Check out www.theouterhaven.net for a lot of wonderful content that we've been doing. We'll catch you next week with episode 8. Peace out.
Thank you for checking out this latest episode of the Outerhaven Experience. And as always, if you enjoy our content, be sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. It'll help us grow our channel greatly. Until next time, guys. See you later.